Thank you to Frameset for sponsoring this video. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Victor, and in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 shots that every filmmaker should know. And I'm not talking about basic wide or tight shots. I'm gonna go over specific types of shots and framing techniques that can really elevate your next video project. So let's get into it. First up, we got frame within a frame. Now some quick context. As you're composing your shot, you can refer to everything in your image as your frame. And you can add some depth to your shot by placing your subject within another frame. Hence the term frame within a frame. This can visually explain that maybe your character is feeling trapped or feeling like the walls are closing in on them. Or it can simply be where you place your camera to give your audience the perspective of viewing your subject from a distance. And if you combine the frame within a frame shot with perfect symmetry, it can be aesthetically pleasing. Or you can even use mirrors or reflections to do a frame within a frame shot. And you can get creative with it. For example, the iconic trunk shot that's in a lot of Quentin Tarantino films, it can be a frame within a frame if some parts in your trunk stay in the shot. Now I'm currently working on a short film, and one amazing tool that has helped me a ton with my storyboard and shot list has been Frameset, today's sponsor. Frameset is essentially a library full of a ton of visual references that you can use for your video projects. And you can search whatever type of shot you're looking for example, person opening a car trunk. And now I have all these different examples to choose and take inspiration from. So say I really like this shot, for example, what I can do is I can either download the image, or I can add it to an existing project or create a new project. At the top, I can click projects and view all the shots that I've saved so far. So let's take a look at my upcoming short film storyboard. And now with these reference shots in mind, let's take this one, for example. I was able to take inspiration from them and create my own shots for my short film. And if you want to try it out yourself, you can find a plan that works best for you and use my promo code Victor10 at the checkout to get 10% off. Next is the Snorricam shot. This can be achieved by mounting the camera directly to your subject's body, so the camera is essentially locked onto them wherever they move. And if your camera has image stabilization, be sure to turn all of that off. Snorricam shots can be a fun way of immersing your audience into the subject's space. For example, maybe your character is really hungover or had too much to drink, and they're using all of their brain power to stay upright. This shot can perfectly describe visually how your subject is feeling. One of my personal favorite Snorricam shots was from Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets. It really showcases Harvey Keitel's character while being intoxicated and having fun at the bar. And you can find actual Snorricam mounts online, but they are a little bit expensive, especially if you're only planning on using this for 1 or 2 shots in your video project. So the DIY option that I did to create my Snorricam shot was just by using a tripod and securing it with my belt and my arms. And if you really want to enhance this effect, you can try slowing down your shutter speed so everything just kind of looks like a blur. And typically this shot looks best with an ultra wide to wide angle lens. Next, we got extreme close-up. This can be a fun way to create an intensity to even a simple action like opening your eyes or starting your car. For example, you can compare a regular close-up to an extreme close-up. And you can try shooting in 60 frames per second and slowing the footage down if you want a dramatic slow-mo effect. This can also be a way of revealing a detail to your audience that is key to your story. And I don't personally own a macro lens. Macro lenses can definitely be pretty expensive, but typically what I do is I will get as close to my camera lens as the focus distance allows, and I'll either digitally crop in camera, which is the option I'd recommend, or in post-production you can always just zoom in on your clip. Now let's talk about leading lines. This is a cinematic framing technique in which various lines in your frame lead to your subject. This can subconsciously lead your audience's eye directly to your subject. And also it just looks nice. And you can do this with different pieces of architecture like bridges or stairs. You can center your subject and have the leading lines go directly to the center of the frame. Or you can place your subject in the left or third of your frame and have the lines lead to them that way. And I highly recommend, if your camera has a grid option, to turn on that 3x3 grid. It's gonna help you a ton when framing shots like this. And next, the silhouette. This can evoke a sense of mystery as the audience isn't fully shown who they're looking at. I also think silhouettes can look great to show sentimental moments between, say, a person and their pet or someone and their loved one. So the silhouette's pretty versatile. In my opinion, it can be used for mystery, or it can also just be used to showcase sweet, sentimental moments. One of my favorite silhouettes of all time was the shot from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and this was just a fun, stylized way of building tension and showing the time passing and all the work going into that group of people, along with Indiana Jones trying to find the Lost Ark. You can achieve a silhouette by standing directly in front of your light source and backlighting yourself, meaning the light is coming from behind you rather than the front or the side. So a simple way of thinking about it is placing your subject between your camera and your main light source. All right, and those are 5 cinematic shots that every filmmaker should know. If you do have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thank you to FrameSet for sponsoring this video, and be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.